you inside the Target Center here in Minneapolis. Mike Goldberg, Jim Fox, happy to be with you. Week 4 of our RHI Game of the Week tonight. The Montreal Roadrunners taking on the Minnesota Arctic Blast. And in the nets for Montreal, Francois Gravel presently tops in RHI play with an incredible goals against average. And then Derek Orlovsky on the other side. He helped to guide the BU Terriers to the 1995 National Championship. He makes his second start this evening. Our officials for this evening's contest, our referee is Chuck Harrison, the linesman James Parker, and John Elvey. And we are ready to get underway. Montreal with a record of 3-2 with one overtime loss, and the Minnesota Arctic Blast are 2-3 after being out of the RHI 1 year ago with a one-year hiatus. Montreal in their road red uniforms, and in the home whites are the Arctic Blast of Minnesota. Glad you can join us here week 4. There is Jim Campbell. He takes the big shot, knocked down by Orlovsky. Looks like it was a little bit of a twister. Billy Campbell, the shot from the top of the circles. Now played behind the net by Minnesota. Pushed up. Both of these teams known for their offensive prowess. Shoot gets it to the near side. And a save made by Gravel. Now played up quickly by Montreal. Guy Rouleau, their captain, off to a slow start. Martin Lacroix, spin move, fancy move, tries to hit the shot away, never pulled the trigger.
Smart try there by Lacroix, using his entire body to get in the road of the puck. Actually, the checker trying to come through him. Lacroix spun around, couldn't get the shot on goal.
Francois Chaput leaves it for Rouleau. Save made in front, rebound pushed just to the side. Orlovsky left that rebound for the speedy Elaine Savage. Now pushed back the other way by Minnesota. And the pass intercepted by Rouleau.
Mike, one thing I think we're going to see from both clubs tonight, the situation that they do a little more than most teams. They take the puck back and regroup with it, come up the floor at full speed. That creates offense.
John Young's big shot deflected wide of the net. John Young, the top scorer so far for Minnesota. He was the #1 scorer in roller hockey international competition 2 years ago. Shot back the other way by Savage. And that goes high and wide of the net. Both these teams have had some concerns defensively. We expect an end-to-end, very explosive game tonight. Big shot, save made by Gravel off the slap shot by Randy Scarda.
Gravel, known as pretty much a stand-up goaltender, a big guy. He gets his entire body in the way. There's a look at Gravel. As you mentioned, Mike, coming in, the best goals against average in the league. At times, he looks very clumsy out there. The head coach of the Minnesota Arctic Blast, Scott Bukestad, former NHLer with Minnesota, spent some time with Los Angeles and Pittsburgh. And as usual, we'll have him mic tonight, so we'll try to listen in at time to time during the broadcast.
Face off to come to the left side. It is controlled by Montreal. Played now behind the net. Mark Bocage pushes it to the near side. Now, in addition to having Scott Bukestad Mike this evening, we also have Derek Orlovsky, the goaltender for the Minnesota Arctic Blast. That should be interesting, especially given the fact Derek, a communications major in Minneapolis, from Boston University. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, he wants to work as a color commentator, preferably doing the sport of hockey. He'll get a chance this evening.
Mike, he told me he wants to be a play-by-play guy. That's what he told me before.
So we're trying to figure out whose job he actually wants. Trent Eigner from Miami of Ohio gets it to Jeff Romfo. Romfo had a hat trick in Minnesota's win last week. A decisive victory in this building, 13-2 over the New Jersey Rock and Rollers. They've had a week and a day off since that big win. Up their record at 2-3. Put behind the net by Taj Nelson. He skated down on the play by Jeff Romfo.
Once again, we see Minnesota starting right out from behind their goal, taking all 200 feet to try and build up some speed and going on attack.
Romfo tried to kick it ahead, got right around Christian Riviere. Now turned over with time Eigner. Just inside the red line. Eigner, very defensive-minded defenseman, dumps it down low, and Riviere will chase it down to Montreal. Delivered a hit from the backside. Rouleau will now control for the Roadrunners.
Another tactic, Mike, I'm picking up on already. The situation with neither team really creating any type of a forecheck at all. No pressure up the floor.
Lots of room. Riviere. Oh, pad save made Orlovsky. Outstanding save. First big save of the night turned in by Derek Orlovsky.
Did not start out as an outnumbered attack for Montreal, but Riviere coming right down the middle of the slot. Good wrist shot.
3-on-2 the other way. Hansen loses the handle. Rouleau will work it 1-on-1. Now Rouleau trying to pull it around the fence to the forehand. The shot deflected off the stick of Brett Larson. Good defensive play. Larson scoots around. A lot of these guys on the Minnesota team, local heroes, played at the University of Minnesota, grew up, played high school hockey in this very popular state for this sport. Some also playing at the University of North Dakota, so a very local flavor on this roster of the Arctic Blast. Shoot gets it ahead to Lund. Lund pushes in front. Great pass. Score! All kinds of time in front for John Hansen. One of the many from Minneapolis. It is 1-0 Arctic Blast.
And you can see Francois Gravel, the goaltender, kind of shaking his head, going for a little skate. He overreacted on the play. Gravel thought the shot was coming right away from Hansen. It was a real hard pass. Pick it up deep in the Minnesota zone. You'll see once again that Montreal has all three players back defensively. Shoot has the puck. Watch the pass from the corner. And Gravel overcommits. He slid across. Now, the goaltender has to do that. You have to try and come across. But because the pass is so hard, Hansen has time. He waits for the goaltender to go down. The puck goes up, and Minnesota leads 1-0.
4:09 into the game. John Hansen, his fourth goal of this RHI season to give the Arctic Blast the 1-0 lead. Now it is McHugh. He leaves it for big Randy Skarda. Skarda pushes in front. Score! Went off the stick of Patrick Didras of Montreal. And Minnesota gets a good break. They lead 2-0.
You see it all the time. Goals scored in bunches in Roller Hockey International. There's Randy Skarda. He was in on the play, dropped. And Skarda's just looking to put the puck in front. DeRasp is skating there. He has his stick in a good position. You see number 68. That's exactly what he should do. He comes back, middle of your screen, looking to help out defensively, and he just nicks it out of midair. That fooled the goaltender. It slid in between the pads of Gravel. 2 goals in 20 seconds. And the Arctic Blast lead 2-0.
Sixth goal of the year for Randy Skarda. And this is just his 4th game being played tonight. So he had 5 goals in just 3 games played coming in. Big scorer 2 years ago for the Arctic Blast. Worked in front. And Gravel got the stick handle down on the surface. Now McHugh tried to push it to the backside. Charlon will try to play for Montreal. Here comes Montreal. Skarda retreats. Left towards the center of the surface. Big shot, and the save made off the block of Berlovsky. Billy O really pulled the trigger from the top of the circle. Bill Lund gets an assist on the John Hansen goal.
His 6th of the season.
And now pushed down deep. So Hansen and Skarda 20 seconds apart. Now the shot by Eigner. And it was deflected in front. Corey Leyland, the team captain, dumps it back, and Billy Owen will play there.
Even though we had 2 quick goals by Minnesota, neither team able to build up much speed here. They're trying to regroup. They're trying to go the full 200 feet, but both teams getting back pretty well on defense, getting all 4 men back.
Rouleau. Minnesota will gather it in there. Minnesota has had some concerns. The head coach said they really have only played 1 solid game this year, and that was the decisive victory over the Arctic Blast. Rouleau is looking ahead, and the illegal clearing will be called. We are midway through the first quarter, and the Arctic Blast have the early lead.
Got a Coke? Cool. Got a taste for thrills? Then you gotta get to Six Flags. Because when you down your favorite from Coca-Cola and bring it to Six Flags, you'll save in a big way. It's so simple, anyone can do it. Step 1, down a Coke. Step 2, bring it to any Six Flags and save a bunch on heart-pounding thrill rides, water adventures, spectacular shows, and more. Step 3, repeat as necessary. With Six Flags and Coca-Cola. Always a blast.
Always Coca-Cola. The big stuff. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? Who do you think you are? Oh, yeah. Who?
You and I have a lot in common. I look at you, I see myself.
Pay too much for auto supplies and you'll feel like one too. At Pep Boys, a Delta Diamond Truck Toolbox is $199.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Sheer, unadulterated athletic lunacy is here. Tomorrow, downhill inline finals are fast and furious. Then, catch some air, lots of air, with sky surfing. Surf's Up, tomorrow at 8:30 on ESPN. The X Games, sponsored in part by Pontiac Sunfire.
If you ever end up in some Ben-Hur movie in your all-new Pontiac Sunfire GT with its powerful twin-cam engine, you'll be glad you have a quick-handling sport suspension. And, of course, 150 horses. Introducing the all-new Pontiac Sunfire GT. Finally, a real set of wheels you can really afford.
Welcome back to the Target Center. Mike Goldberg, Jim Fox. I'll tell you what, throughout the first 3 weeks, we've seen some real contrasting styles. Tonight, though, we've got two teams who are equally effective offensively. Both teams can really skate well. They like to work the puck in safe positions. Puck control, the name of the game. Both teams skate so well. Now a 2-0 lead by Minnesota, but you never can count the Roadrunners out. They showed that last year, coming and scoring goals in bunches. Minnesota, one of the least penalized teams in the league. Nelson gets it up to Trent Eigner. Back now to Lowen. Lowen shot knocked down in front. Rouleau will try to play for Montreal. Gathered in by Trent Eigner. Another mass communications major. Sports journalism and marketing. Trent Eigner from Miami of Ohio. 3 times the team captain in Oxford in the CCHA. Eigner will control. Gets it to the far side. Played there by Nelson. Nelson ahead. Lowen shot. And it is covered nicely by Francois Gravel.
Good play. Well, since we don't have any forecheck going, it looks like actually the Montreal Roadrunners look like they're in sort of a neutral zone trap, but I guess you really can't play that since there is no neutral zone in Roller Hockey International. Danielle Doré, the head coach, take a look. Look at the Montreal players, all 4 of them kind of skating backwards, just waiting for Minnesota to build up speed. Then the defensive players collapse on the puck. Good shot by Lowen there, and Gravel has to hold on. Doré just back into town just before the game. He's a scout for the Boston Bruins, and he was at the NHL draft. So a very busy day for Danielle Doré. Team skated on their own this morning. Savage got a stick in the mouth. Looks like an accidental high stick. It'll be called against Bill Lund, and they'll have our first power play of the night. It'll belong to the Roadrunners. And Montreal very effective on the power play coming into the game. Second best in the entire league. There's Lund. You're right, Mike. I think it was accidental all the way, but the high stick nonetheless. I think that's another trend we've been picking up so far this season. Take a look. There he is on the left side of your screen, just reaching out to try and slow down Alain Savage of the Montreal Roadrunners, but the stick kind of glanced off his shoulder, then into the face area. So Lund goes to the box, and the first power play of the night goes to the Montreal Roadrunners. They need it. The Roadrunners trail 2-0. Scott Bukestad has to be concerned that his team could get into odd man situations against Montreal tonight. Rouleau will be the quarterback on the power play. Watch for number 41, Alain Savage. He leads the attack with 5 power play goals on the year. In front, pad save made by Herlovsky against Charlin, who, by the way, has 4 power play goals on the season. Because Montreal skates so well, you can imagine they'll move the puck around with a lot of speed, and that's how you set it up on the power play. Although the number 1 guy, number 77, Guy Rouleau, is the quarterback on the power play. He was the 2nd best scorer in the entire league last year. You see right there, Montreal coming in ranked 2nd. You saw the percentage, power play percentages so high in Roller Hockey International. Rouleau last year scored 4 goals in 1 game on 4 different occasions. Into the season with 37 goals, 83 points, 2 behind the leader, Doug Lawrence, who was playing in Oklahoma. Now there he is, number 77, Guy Rouleau, off to somewhat of a slow start this year with just 9 points so far on the season. Savage up top now. Very talented player. High shot off his own teammate in front of the net. Now Savage works behind the net, tries the centering pass. Controlled by Montreal. Pushed back up to Alain Savage. Across to Guy Rouleau. Lacroix and Charlon are in front. Rouleau, weak pass, and it'll be intercepted by Minnesota. And here come the Arctic Blast. Shoot. Good forehand pass. Moves it ahead. Shot just wide of the net. Brett Larson had lots of time and fired wide. Back the other way come the runners. Charlon. David Shute retreated nicely. Now it is played by Rouleau. He fires just wide to the near side. And flipped and cleared out of the zone with 9 seconds left in this first power play of the night. I think you could say the reason for the slow start of Rouleau this year, he's the quarterback on the power play. Last year he was more of a shooter, but Montreal lost 3 defensemen off of last year's team, so Rouleau forced to be more of a passer. Savage can't handle it behind
net, Eigner. That is the big difference for this Montreal team. Just one defenseman returns from last year's team that lost in the RHI finals to the San Jose Rhinos. Now Jeff Romfo. He has been a pleasant surprise thus far this season in the glove save made by Francois Graval. Our score remains 2-0, 3:07 remaining in the first.
Mels is a high guy here.
Sprint's new international rates will have the whole world talking.
New rates? What new rates?
Sprint Sense International just got better with great new rates on weekends. So call now.
35 cents a minute to France? I'll call Marie.
Just 35 cents to Germany? I'll call my mum in London.
Call now and you'll also get other great weekend rates. 70 cents a minute to Mexico City. 65 cents to Japan. 60 cents to South Korea. 60 cents to Australia. 75 cents to the Philippines. And just 10 cents a minute to Canada. You'll also pay just 10 cents a minute on domestic calls. Plus, Sprint will give you 10% cash back after a full year.
C'est fantastique.
Now you're talking. Get Sprint special international weekend rates today. Call now. 1-800-293-6175.
Well, it's time now for Rules and Tools. Brought to you by Pringles. Get a chance to look around Roller Hockey International. This week, the playoff format. Only the top 2 teams in each division qualify for the playoffs. That's only 8 teams overall. All the series in the playoffs are a best 2 out of 3. Now, that's different from last year. Last year, they had like a 2-game playdown with a mini game. Everyone felt that was a little too short. So this year, only 8 teams make the playoffs. Best 2 out of 3.
And if the season ended today, we were very early in it, Montreal, after 6 games played, would be in the playoffs. St. Louis has already played 10 games so far this RHI season. Going to have our second penalty of the night. And is going to go against Montreal. Eigner will play. Eigner working it up the near side. Dumps it down deep. Romfo tries to push it across. Still controlled by Minnesota. Lowen, big shot. Is knocked down by Montreal. Finally the whistle, and the Minnesota Arctic Blast will have their first opportunity with the man advantage.
Interference will be the call. We talked about defensemen leaving Montreal. There's one of the defensemen, one of the mainstays from last year's team, Daniel Doré, now the head coach with the Roadrunners, but he was a big force on defense. You can tell by his build right there. No trouble clearing the front of the net. When all the defensemen lost, I'm sure at times Montreal has thought about putting Doré back into the lineup. You see the Montreal Roadrunner player go down right there, but there was an interference call away from that play, and it went against Montreal, and Doré is not a happy man. He's a busy man. He's at the draft, he's at the game, he's doing it all. But right now, his team trails 2-0, and Minnesota goes on the power play.
Patrick Delras, 21-year-old rookie, is in the penalty box for the next 90 seconds. Minnesota power play ranked 11th in the league. That equals the numbers on the penalty kill. Big shot goes wide to the net. Much for Randy Skarda. Really worked the power play. He has 1 power play goal already this year. He also has 1 goal tonight. Good play back to Billy Campbell from La Riviere. Billy Campbell clears the puck. Billy Campbell, one of the older guys, not only on this Montreal team, but in the league. 32 years old, the former Philadelphia Flyer. Tempo really controlled now by Minnesota. Push down low to Hansen. Back up top, Skarda plays it across. Skarda comes in very used to working on the wheels. A member of Team Rollerblade. Now down low, good deep. And holding his ground nicely was Francois Graval as he made the save on Corey Leyland.
Aggressive move by Leyland right there. He took the pass. He's on his off wing, so he can take 1 step and go to the goal. That's exactly what he does. You see him pick it up. He had one thing on his mind. That's take the puck to the front. Now, I think Leyland is looking for someone open off to the side of the net. If it's not there, he takes the shot. Pretty good patience right there by Gravel, just holding on. And there's Leyland, the captain here in Minnesota.
Maddie.
Usually you have that captain who's a leader, a very intense player. He can put points on the board too.
McHugh gets it across. Now back to McHugh. One-time shot. Get his own man Bill Lund in front. Montreal have an opportunity to clear. 23 seconds left in the man advantage. The first of the night for Minnesota. Under a minute and a half remains in the first quarter. Mike Goldberg, Jim Fox, happy you could join us here on our RHI Game of the Week. Lots of time. Save made. Rebound. Score! Schultz on the rebound. It is 3-0 Blast.
If you're a coach and you see this play, you show it to your players time and time again, because Lund does the hard work driving to the net. You mentioned the rebound, Mike. Watch this. It really doesn't drop too far, but just out of the grasp of Francois Gravel. You have to credit Bill Lund. He just drives to the net. He made the first pass, but then he beelined right to the front. He beat everyone there. Montreal collapsed down low on the penalty kill. Bill Lund will not have much time to pick up this rebound, and right there reaches in. He's on his forehand. He whacks at it, gets a lot of wood on the shot. 3-0 Arctic Blast.
Power play goal, 7th of the season for Bill Lund at 10:41 of the first quarter. Now it is Jeff Romfo. Romfo to the backhand. He flips it high. Tell you what, this Montreal team in a bit of trouble here early in the game. Minnesota looks like they're coming out in the same fashion they did in that decisive victory a week ago Friday night against New Jersey, when they opened the game with 12 unanswered goals. Back the other way. Shot knocked down.
One thing you look for in a team, it's an intangible, but it's intensity. No intensity whatsoever from Montreal. I mentioned their forechecking style, really non-existent. There's no pace to their game.
Romfo leads for Eigner. He fires wide in the net.
Keep it in.
30 seconds now remains in the first quarter of play.
Heads up, Scards. Heads
Minnesota
up, Scards.
very patient. The one
Heads
thing
up.
that Scott Bukestad talked to us
Go,
this
Matty.
morning
You
about
got 20
was
seconds,
more
20
discipline
seconds.
defensively, keeping control of the tempo of the game. Eigner again, shot deflected off Lacroix and controlled by Gravel.
Your line go out. Keep Scarred
So
out.
the official goal, the 3rd of the night, scored by
13.
Bill Lund, his 7th of the season. Give the assist to Taj Melson.
As Twin City BMX presents tonight's halftime show.
Matty, don't be afraid to take that one there.
That guy was a local hero, 43 goals, one single season by the Minnesota North Stars, about 4.5 years with the North Stars. Also played in the National Hockey League with the Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah, real big shot. He could put it on net. That's one of the things he's doing right now, kind of as a side. He's an assistant coach at a high school, obviously the head coach here, but he tutors young kids how to shoot the puck. He's a good shooter himself.
Good shot, good save made. Scarda has a cannon from the top of the circle. Back the other way, Savage. Savage taken off the play by Corey Leyland. Leyland gets it across, the horn sounds. Good first quarter put together by the Arctic Blast of Minnesota. Hansen, Scarda, and Lund have given Scott Bukestad's team a 3-0 lead.
You're making the move, finding your own place. Some things work, some don't. When you find what you want, you'll know it. Got that now in a brand new beer from Miller. New Miller is brewed a whole new way, from the heart of the hops, for flavor unlike any other beer. Big flavor that goes down easy. Brand new Miller beer. Reach for what's out there.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we're here to help you take advantage of the moment and help you plan for the next. Because American Express is here to help you do more.
If you do this, you need this. Spiraflex abrasion, skin saver, and blister dressings get you back in the action fast because Spiraflex helps you heal faster, reduces pain and scarring, and protects up to 7 days.
Now you can get all the scores up to the minute down at the bottom of ESPN2. Bottom Line 2 for constant updates on all the games. Check in weeknights 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Weekends 1 p.m. to 7 a.m. Only on ESPN2.
We welcome you back to the Target Center here in Minneapolis. Shots on goal doubled by Minnesota in the first quarter, 12-6. And they were effective with their one power play of the night. It is 3-0 after 12 minutes of play as the Minnesota Arctic Blast. The weekend set with these Roadrunners of Montreal. They will meet again tomorrow afternoon. They are looking, Minnesota is, to even their season record at 3-3. They They open with 3 games against the Long Island Jaws already, 2 at home, and they also lost a game to Empire State. The Cobras off to a great start. They lost that one 9-5. Played behind the net by Montreal. Now it is the Roadrunners. Scarda steps up. This should work out as a good scoring opportunity. Bouncing puck. He never got the shot off. Now Chaput. Chaput will work it to the far side. Pushed ahead. Pass too far again. Now going back up, Leyland. Shot knocked down by Bouillon. And now Montreal gets it ahead to the very talented Alain Savage. Savage. Now it is shot by Bouillon just wide of the net. And Minnesota really doing a good job to eliminate Montreal's scoring opportunities. McHugh leaves it for Scarda. Scarda on the near side. Randy Scarda gets it across. 2 score in 1994. He was with the Minnesota Arctic class. Came in late this year, but a very welcomed addition to this team. To the near side. Now it is played by Montreal's Francois Chaput. He cannot hold on, and there is John Young. John Young works it up ahead. Oh, tried the flip pass to his former teammate Scarda, and it was intercepted. Leyland will chase it down. Corey Leyland gets it across. And now Scarda will come in to help out. Controlled still, though, by Justin McHugh. McHugh leaves the top of the circles. Here is Young. Lots of time. Walks in. Save made. Rebound. And Gravel holds on. Oh, Justin McHugh tried to go 5-hole. Francois Gravel made the nice save. John Young, the assistant coach and a player with this team, helped to set up this last scoring opportunity. Here is John working his way in. Looking to go 5-hole. Top scorer in roller hockey international competition in 1994. That was the year Minnesota was 18-3-1, Central Division champs. And his teammate then, Randy Scarda, led the league in assists. Now Larson. His shot goes just wide of the net. Played now by Montreal. Montreal has not had a lot of fire in their steps so far. Claude Filion, physical defenseman, invited to the Bruins camp last year, trying to flip it down low. Now he'll get the puck back. Claude Filion, just 21 years old. A much different team than 1 year ago for Montreal. Very youthful franchise. A lot of locals from the province of Quebec. Now it is played by Brett Larson. Larson avoids the attempted hit of Carl Sharon. Now to the top. Shoot! High and wide. And Gravel plays it off the backboard.
Take the body, shooter!
Number 16, Mark Bocage. Good two-way player. Pushes it around. Now it is taken by Bill Lund.
Heads up, Lars, heads up!
From Rousseau, Minnesota, which is the same hometown as Neil Broughton, the entire Broughton family. Of course, Neil was for the 1980 U.S. Olympic team that won the gold medal at Lake Placid. Now it is dumped back down low.
Lars, take your time, coming! Through the body, guys.
Bocage, but it is unsuccessful. Now out of the player's bench, Giroux low. Oh, flip nicely.
Nice play, Lars,
good defensive play made by Brett Larson. Up ahead, here is Shute. David Shute working inside. 6 save made. And I'll tell you, Francois Gravel uses that 6'3", 200-pound frame and just holds his ground. Makes the save look simple.
Take the body, Hanner!
So the score remains 3-0. Now it is Billy Campbell. Campbell trying to work for Montreal, tied up on the play. Romfo comes away with a loose puck. Now Campbell gets it back. Campbell plays it to Mark Bocage. Shots on goal so far, just 6 generated by Montreal. That number will stay the same as Bocage misses the net. Now Campbell down low.
Here he comes, here he comes! Go to Mike, go!
Towards Guy Rouleau. Rouleau has a man in front. He's shot high and wide. Taj Melson tries to play it off the backboards for Minnesota. He gets it up ahead. 2-on-1 will develop. Eigner and Romfo. Penalty forthcoming. Romfo himself. Save made. Rebound in front. Eigner tried to deflect it in. As for one moment, Francois Gravel lost sight of where the puck had gone after he made the save on Jeff Romfo. Nonetheless, it is going to result in another Minnesota power play. Jim Fox.
Mike, I'm down on the bench with Scott Bukestad. Scott, I guess it's going the way you expected it or wanted to go. Certainly very controlled, leading by 3 goals here in the first half.
Yeah, I think defensively we're stepping up. We're not giving them much room, and we're, you know, we had one good break on the second goal, and I think the guys are just they're working hard and doing the things they have to do.
Let me ask you about Montreal. They've kind of surprised me a little bit in that they've really held back. Really no forecheck, no tempo, no intensity to their game. And it seems like you guys can break out of your zone just about any way you want to.
Well, I think they're backing up, and they think they're going to be able to get us in the defensive zone. And our guys are pretty good when they got the puck in that little room. So, you know, it's working okay so far. So, you know, they'll probably adjust.
Thanks, Scotty.
Scott Bukestad, what a great career he had at the University of Minnesota. His senior year, he led the nation in scoring. Now it is Young, gets it across. Back, good passing. Pad save made by Francois Gravel. Corey Leyland just had to try to go upstairs, and it would have been 4-0. Good pass to the back doorstep towards Corey Leyland. Pass was made by number 6, John Hansen. Now it is played down deep. Young comes away with a puck. Hansen looking, Leyland, shot, save, rebound. And Montreal pounces all over the player, Scott Young. Pardon me, John Young, and now it is played back towards Derek Herlovsky.
Mike, you mentioned that big save by Gravel. I talked about it this morning. He reminds me a little bit of Ken Dryden, the former Montreal Canadian, with the size and the legs. His pads are so huge. That last kick saved so quick.
Leyland gets it across again. Oh, high and wide, the shot by John Hansen. Good pressure on this power play thus far. 17 seconds left in the match advantage. John Young, all kinds of time. Gravel again. 19 shots on goal already for Minnesota. Just 6 for Montreal. Final seconds ticking away. Here on the power play. Leyland again. Pad save made. And the penalty has finally come to an end. 2-on-1 back the other way. Savage working it in himself. Save made by Herlovsky. That shot right there. The first shot of the second quarter for Montreal. Offsides is the call. So far, shots on goal. Here in the second quarter. The Blast with 9. The Runners just 1.
How far can you go on $199? Well, come to Pep Boys and you can go 80,000 miles. Because right now you can get 4 of our 80,000-mile tires for just $199. That's a full set for under $200. Oh, the roads you'll travel, the sights you'll see, the money you'll save. You can even charge them on your Pep Boys credit card. That's $199 for any size, any 4 of our 80,000-mile tires in stock. Pep Boys. Everything but gas.
Firehawk, born at Indy, driven everywhere.
Hey, you. Want to get this Motorola pager? Yeah! Okay, first do this. Then send in $35 and 10 proofs, and you'll get this. Plus 6 months of free airtime from Mobilecom. But that's not all.
Wink? That's right. Each week you'll get beat for great deals on fabulous stuff like this. Tommy, tell them what else they can win. A new car! Join us again soon.
Do. Get the pager. Join the network.
When you create the perfect pepperoni pizza, it's hard to say goodbye. Let it go. From Little Caesars, 3 times of pepperoni and 300% as much of it. $8.99 carried out. Pizza. Or have it delivered.
Elby, let's take a look at some effective use of size. Gravel, the goaltender, even though he goes down to the butterfly, look at him keep his upper body upright. That covers the top of the net. Certainly the pads cover the lower part. A big goaltender who uses his size so well.
Oh, I know, it was a good play.
The face-off will come the other side of the surface, to the right side of Derek Herlovsky. Shots so far this quarter, as I mentioned, dominated by the Arctic Blast. Now it is Trent Eigner. Eigner feeds it ahead. Shot deflected just wide by Lowen. Number 17, Matt Lowen, also out of Minneapolis. Now Eigner and the save made by Gravel. If Montreal gets back into this game, it will be greatly due to the efforts of their goaltender so far here in the second quarter. 9 shots on goal, and not a single one has passed the net. Francois Gravel so far here in the second. Now they work it up again, does Minnesota. Rampo lots of time. Stick save made. And kicked away again. Now pushed back up top to Trent Eigner. Now his guys are inside the zone, but if Wagner or a teammate advances the puck over the blue line themselves, that will result in no offside. Wagner goes down on the play, deflected on the near side by Taj Melson. Now picked up by Campbell, slipped back up ahead. Romtho. Now it is Wagner. Romtho, Melson. Melson breaking towards the post. Wagner looking for him. Instead, takes the shot at the front wide of the net. Now it is played down deep in the zone. Lacroix on Romtho. To the force nice. Lacroix showing some physicality. First show of emotion here from Montreal. Backdoor Larson. Pass intercepted by Guy Rouleau. Guy Rouleau leads Lacroix. We've got a penalty forthcoming. It is going to go against Minnesota. Romtho will be the victim. Left by Lariviere. Now pushed ahead. Rebound. Shot. Save made down low. Herlovsky got help from his defenseman. Nonetheless, still Montreal will have a power play.
Lundy, shooter.
Rouleau was hit in the far corner. Lundy got the stick. Jim Romtho will work his way in the penalty box. Get the second power play of the night for the Roadrunners.
The Roadrunners need offense going right here. We've talked about the goaltending of Gravel. Difficult situation on Herlovsky. The goaltender hasn't seen many shots. There's the penalty right there. Romtho just getting the stick up. Rouleau looking in the nose. So Montreal will get that chance offensively. Of course, Rouleau will stay out here. The quarterback on the power play. I mentioned it earlier. I think he's just getting used to this role. Last year, with a very effective Montreal power play, Rouleau played down low. He was a one-time shooter. He could really release the shot quickly. Now, with all the defensemen leading the team, he has to be the QB.
They have flagged Jeff Romtho for a double minor, so a 3-minute power play will result from that errant stick towards the face of Guy Rouleau. 3-minute penalty. Now another penalty forthcoming as Savage goes down hard, and slashing will be the call. Well, it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for Montreal when we return to the Target Center in Minneapolis.
X Games, sports from the edge. Now, X Games, music from the edge. 17 slamming hits on one CD. Gravity Kills. Shades Apart. Ministry. And Red Hot Chili Lenny Kravitz, DC Boys, Seven Mary Faith, No More. X Games, music from the edge. Get it in stores now.
Every day, America Online is making it a little easier for people to live, work, and play. With point-and-click access to instant news and sports, financial updates, online magazines, shopping and travel, and easy access to the internet. Call now for America Online, a new way to use your computer to communicate and have fun.
Call 1-800-426-8500 now for your free America Online Startup Kit with free software and 15 free online hours. It's everything you need to get online, so call today.
Welcome back to the Target Center. There you see number 41, Alain Savage Jr. He is attending to himself. Hurt the left elbow on this play.
Savage just going in, working defensively. Didn't look like much on the replay. Looked like Savage, one of those situations perhaps where the elbow pad or the arm pad just moves out of place and the stick catches you right on the bone. Didn't look dangerous. You saw you saw Savage go down very heavily, and now a two-man advantage for the Roadrunners.
That resulted in a slashing penalty to Bill Lund, so a 4-on-2. Lacroix gets it across. Rouleau shot high and wide of the net. Now it is gathered in, and Bouillon will play, number 22. Walk it in very deep. Rouleau now not at the quarterback position. Bouillon is. He's at a trigger spot on the side. Fires the wrist shot. Save made Herlovsky. Bouncing puck, score! Montreal is on the board. A power play goal for the Montreal Roadrunners. It is 3-1 now, Minnesota.
Just a matter of too many men to cover. Not enough penalty killers out there. The Artic Blast, 2 men short. Now watch the amount of whacks. How many whacks Montreal has at a rebound here. Herlovsky makes the first one. Lacroix 15 is there. Charlin number 20 is there. There's 1, 2. On the second whack, Charlin goes right to the top of the net. He kind of looked like he hit it like a chip shot. So Montreal doing what they should in this situation. They have a 2-man advantage. Put the puck to the front of the net and outnumber the other team. You see Minnesota back with their 2 penalty killers. It's just not enough. Not enough guys to go around, and Montreal gets that power play goal to get back in this game.
6th goal of the season for Carl Charland. He has now 5 power play goals, so 5 of his 6 goals on the year have been scored in a man advantage situation. Keep in mind that there will still be some time on the penalty remaining. The first minor to Ramfo. They've got the double minor, so they have moved the double minor on Ramfo down to 90 seconds remaining, Jimmy. Left the other penalty alone at 59 seconds, so if that is indeed correct by the officiating crew here, we will still have a 4-on-2 advantage for another 59 seconds for Montreal.
Well, that's the way to get yourselves out of a game. In Minnesota, the players were yelling on that last penalty call. They did not agree with the situation. I mentioned Chavez kind of going down very hard. It didn't look that bad. But that's the situation existing right here. Still a two-man advantage for Montreal.
Rouleau and Lacroix get assists. Big shot. Pad save made. Good shot by Bouillon. And the hit delivered also. This opportunity could get Montreal right back into this game, not only because they have the advantage naturally 4-on-2, but it looks like there's some emotion now in the Roadrunners after two of their guys went down hard. Rouleau score! Guy Rouleau goes short side, top shelf. Power play goal, Montreal. It is 3-2.
Big difference in the feeling of Montreal. They've capitalized on the power play. This is the position that Rouleau played most of last year. Lacroix taking the puck up the floor. Now watch Rouleau off to the right side. He's used to this situation. He's a left-hand shot. He's on his one-timer. He just cranks it. Much like the first power play goal, Montreal very aggressive, getting shots through, and Rouleau can really release. You see, not much of a backswing there by Rouleau, so the goaltender, Hrlovsky, does not have much time to set up on the play. Quick backswing, quick release, and Montreal back within one.
Fifth goal of the year for Guy Rouleau comes at 8:27, just 32 seconds after Carl Charlon made the score 3-1. And still 50 seconds remaining in the man advantage situation. But now it will be a 4-on-3. Martin Lacroix gets the assist on the power play goal. Second assist of the night for Martin Lacroix. Now shot, pad save, rebound. Lacroix trying to jump on it. Hrlovsky sprawled out. The puck goes to the side of the net. Bouillon is up top. They get it across to Savage. He obviously is okay back on the surface in this power play situation. Now Lacroix. Lacroix across Savage. Pad save made Hrlovsky. Rebound cleared, but not totally out. 15 seconds remaining in the man advantage situation. Hansen in to help for Minnesota. Now Lacroix plays it back to Savage. Savage walking in. Big shot. Glove save made Hrlovsky. We have talked about it all month long. We are happy that it is now upon us. We call them the X Games from Providence, Rhode Island, the week of June 24th all the way through the 30th. We are looking forward to bringing you the best in extreme competition. 9 categories, including water sports, bungee jumping, aggressive inline skating, sport climbing, extreme adventure race, and so much more. The X Games all this week on the Deuce and ESPN. And this man, Guy Rouleau, has 2 points tonight on the Deuce.
Corey, you gotta ice that.
And there are now 2 seconds, and Ramfo will now come out of the box, so we are back to even strength, but Montreal did damage with the man advantage. Dale Rasping throws it back. Rouleau gets it across. Good puck movement now being displayed by the Roadrunners. Billy Campbell. Campbell dumps it back down deep. Scarta will chase it down. He'll be chased on the play by Darask. Now pushed down deep by LaRiviere. Darask tries to work it, turned it over. Can Ramfo get ahead of the body? Darask does a good job of getting his body between. Plays it purposefully back towards his goaltender, Francois Gravel.
Mike, I'm down on the bench here with Taj Melson of the Artic Blast. Taj, I want to talk about the first half so far. Certainly the momentum early. Your team had it. Now, what do you do to stop Montreal?
Yeah, I don't know. 4-on-4, we really had it going there, and they get a couple power plays, and they're capitalized on them. We're going to be all right. We'll go back to 4-on-4. We'll get our pace going again. We'll be fine.
Were you surprised? I mentioned to your coach earlier the pace of Montreal early in the game. Really no forecheck whatsoever, just kind of holding back.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to see what we were going to do laying back, and we really took it to them there, and I think we can continue to do that the rest of the game as soon as we get back to 4-on-4.
Thanks, Taj.
Tell you what, that is an intelligent young man right there. Taj Melson, 22-year-old from Los Angeles. Pre-med. In fact, there are 2 guys with great smarts on this Minnesota Arctic Blast team. Justin McHugh, pre-dent. He has already been accepted to dental school, so congratulations to him. Now it has worked. Pushed up ahead. Lowen shot. Pad save made by Francois Gravel. Now pushed towards Brett Larson. Larson plays it on the far side. Push towards net, deflected out of play. They'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 39 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Well, we mentioned that these two teams not off to very glamorous starts. Minnesota now at 2-3 and Montreal at 3-2-1. The St. Louis Vipers have already played 10 games this year, and Ottawa finds themselves in the middle of Montreal and Minnesota. 2-1 overtime loss. The Central Division of Roller Hockey International's Eastern Conference.
Mike, you would think early in a season like that, the standings really don't mean that much. Well, we talked about early, only the top 2 teams make the playoffs from each division. And in the Montreal Roadrunner dressing room before the game on the blackboard, they had the standings right up there, a big priority. Even though it's kind of early in the season, not much time and not many teams making it, so you got to keep an eye all the way.
Yeah, Jimmy, just a 28-game schedule, 14 home, 14 away, played over the course of 10 and a half weeks.
Pressure here, guys.
In the regular season, we are in week 4 of our coverage of the league already, so just about a month old this season. Charlon shot out of his net. Herlovsky save was made and a penalty forthcoming as a Montreal player ran right into the goaltender, Derek Herlovsky. And I have a feeling that Mark Bocage is headed to the penalty box.
I think it may go the other way, Mike. I think it's going against Minnesota. It looks like Brett Larson. Maybe an interference call. Montreal now driving to net. There's Larson, right side of your screen. He takes down the Roadrunner. You were right too, Mike. Bocage went right into the goaltender. Could have went both ways on the play. Another look at it. Certainly Larson took him down, but I think Bocage went out of his way to make contact with the goaltender, but it's only called one way. Montreal forcing a penalty by driving to the net. There's Brett Larson, so the Roadrunners back on that power play.
And this will be their 4th power play of the night. They already have scored 2 power play goals. 92nd penalties here in Roller Hockey International. 8 shots generated on the Montreal power play. Shorthanded opportunity, Bill Lund. He'll wait for some help. Gets it across to Skarta. Skarta is poked away by Martin Lacroix. Charlon pushed down deep into the Montreal zone. Under a minute remains in the first half. John Hansen, Randy Skarta, and Bill Lund all scored in the first quarter for the Minnesota Arctic Blast. The power play opportunity is abundant here. Rouleau hit the post. Oh, good pass from Lacroix across to Guy Rouleau.
Shooter, stay with it!
Now it is played by Rouleau. Pushed down deep to Charlon. Charlon across Lacroix. Big windup. Save made Herlovsky. And the puck is cleared. Mentioned earlier, see that man, Francois Graval, the goaltender from Montreal. He is the reason why we have ourselves a hockey game. The first 9 shots of this quarter were generated by the Minnesota Arctic Blast. They have not scored so far in this 12-minute segment. Down low, final seconds ticking away. Rouleau, stick handling in traffic, bouncing puck, and Herlovsky gathers it in with 4.2 seconds remaining in the half.
Youngie, go and take the drop.
Yes, at one point, Herlovsky had not faced a shot, while his counterpart, Francois Graval, Jimmy, had faced 9 shots on goal.
Certainly have to have an adjustment, certainly mentally nice. Last power play for Montreal, Herlovsky made a pretty good pad save near the end of it, and I think that can be a confidence builder. Certainly a goaltender has to make the saves when called upon, and usually coaches will talk about that big save at a certain point in the game. Herlovsky has to try and come up with them right here to keep Roadrunners off the board.
Derek entered the weekend number 3 in the RHI statistics for goaltenders. The number 1 goalie across the way, the Montreal Roadrunners, Francois Graval. And the Roadrunners, thanks to some power play opportunities, get themselves back in this contest as the first half has come to an end. 3-2 Blast lead after the first half. Jim Fox with the head coach, Danielle Doré.
Thanks, Mike. I am here with the head coach, Danielle. Danielle, first let's talk about your day for today. You're a scout with the Boston Bruins. You're at the NHL draft, and you have to coach a game. Pretty busy man right now.
Yeah, it was a pretty long day. I spent a couple hours at St. Louis for the draft, and have to catch my plane to be here. And I was here at the 7:15, so I'm pretty happy to start the game. And now it's 3-2 for Minnesota, and it's not bad for us.
I don't know. Certainly you were here ready to start the game. Your team got behind. It looked like to me really holding back early in the game, really not forcing it. That may have been the game plan, but no intensity early. The power play brought you guys back into this game.
Exactly. I thought we were ready, but that wasn't the case. We have to be concentrated. We have to follow the game plan, and we did, and that's why they were 3. They got a good team, and when you you take the leads 3-0 because you have a good team. So now it's 3-2. We come back, so it's us to work harder next half.
All right, Daniel, good luck in the second half. Mike, back up to you.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. Indeed, the second quarter looked like it was going to belong to Minnesota, but Montreal has made a game out of it. At the half, 3-2.
There's something going on at Burger King this summer. Something spectacular. Something extraordinary. Something exciting. Something magical. Because this summer, we're welcoming some very special friends from Disney's newest movie, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Heroic Quasimodo. Beautiful Esmeralda. Brave Phoebus. What a woman. Lovable Hugo. All your favorites from this classic adventure. Your kids can collect all 8 characters. A new one each week. One with every great-tasting $1.99 Kids Club hamburger meal. Come for the toys. Come for the food. Come for the fun. There's a party going on, and you'll want to get in on the excitement. All right, all right. Experience the action and thrills of Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame in theaters. And join the celebration. It's big, it's huge, and it's only at Burger King.
Hey, you. Want to get this Motorola pager? Yeah! Okay, first do this. Then send in $35 and 10 proofs, and you'll get this. Plus 6 months of free airtime from Mobilecom. But that's not all.
Wink? That's right. Each week you'll get beat for great deals on fabulous stuff like this. Tommy, tell them what else they can win. A new car. Join us again soon.
Do. Get the pager. Join the network. How do you keep track of everything that happens in the world of motor racing? You drive with us. RPM tonight, the ultimate wrap-up of the day that was in the world of motor racing. Monday through Friday at 7 and Sunday at 8, only on ESPN2.
Defensively, we got to tighten up. We're just letting them come into the zone. We're giving them room in the zone. Offensively, guys, our forecheck, we got to go 2 guys hard. The first guy goes in the puck, second guy goes over to the other man. We're letting them come all the way up the ice, giving them room in our zone, and therefore they're getting space. So we just got to tighten up our defense and our forecheck. We got to bump and stay with them all the way back and shoot the puck, guys. Go to the areas and shoot it. He's leaving rebounds about 5 to 6 feet out, and we'll get a lot of scoring chances. All right, let's go here, guys.
There's head coach Scott Bukestad. I'm talking with John Young right now. John, the situation